So I'm just making a little movie here about all the different ways to clean a chimney. And here are the old style brushes with, made of metal and wire. And they have a thread-on piece. And this is a 6-inch. And it will fit down a 6-inch metal pipe like that and pull it out. There's only one little problem, is that it scratches it up a little bit. It cleans it quite well, but it scratches it up. So it's better to use, when you have a metal pipe, it's better to use a nylon brush like this, and then it doesn't scratch it up. This works for in anything like a 6-inch. This is a double wall stovepipe. It'll work in a single wall stovepipe and in a 6-inch chimney. Now there's another thing you got to watch out for, because this is a 6-inch and that's a 7-inch, and they don't look a lot different. Actually, that 7-inch will push down inside that 6-inch pipe real easy, but it'll never come out, never pull it back out. So if you don't want to have a bad experience, that's why we've got the red tape on this one, because it just made a mistake one time and I couldn't get it back up the pipe. It was a big long problem with that. So that's a 6-inch wire and a 6-inch 7-inch wire standard brushes. So now we've got a 5-inch liner here, and this is a 5-inch poly brush, and it works fine in this rigid liner. But when you put it into a piece of this type of liner, which is the most common used chimney liner for adding a fireplace insert, it'll grab it, and if that liner is weak in any spot, it's not a good plan to use it in that type of liner. We've gone behind other chimney sweeps that have pulled these liners apart, and we've had to replace them. So what we recommend here, if you're doing it yourself, is to use a 4-inch. That's enough. So when you're using a 4-inch, it just basically rattles that pipe. And if it's all gooed up with creosote, you've got to use a different tool anyway. If you have a decent burn on your fireplace, then this will be enough. But we have other tools that work better in that. Actually, we have other tools that work better in everything. But these are the traditional ones. So here, if you have an 8-inch chimney, this is an 8-inch pipe and an 8-inch poly brush. That works quite well. This one is a 7-inch poly brush. Again, don't get it mixed up and push it into the 6-inch chimney, because it'll cause you a problem. And of course, here's our 4-inch and 5-inch. So here's a couple more chimney brushes that you may or may not know anything about. This one is for reaching up into a fireplace, regular masonry fireplace or metal, and sweeping all the stuff that's accumulated on the smoke shelf off. You can get up into there and just hand by hand. We don't use that one very much because we use our rotary sweep, which does a far better job. This is another smaller version of the same thing. Again, the stuff that's on that smoke shelf is likely a bunch of sand, stuff that birds have dropped in. Sometimes it could be bird nests or dead animals. So you're almost better off to leave that to someone who knows how to deal with that. And for sure, wear a mask and a breather when you're working on any of these chimneys. Creosote is quite toxic and isn't something you want to play around with. So here we have some brushes that work in clay flues, and this particular flue here is an older one, which measures probably 9 by 6 by 10, and it's got squarish corners. So that type of a brush will work in there. Here's another one with the same style. It's about 6 by 10, and That is a newer style flue though, and it's got round corners, so it's very difficult to use this one in the one with the round corners, and it's also very difficult to use that one in the one with the round corners, but it's easier to use that. Now here's the new style, what they call 12 by 12, which used to be 10 by 10 inside, and now it's about 9 by 9, but it's also got round corners. That's a poly brush in there. Maybe Roland can lift that rope up. You can see that's a real old timer. But again, they get stuck because they're too far down. See if you can put some weight on it and pull it out. So you gotta have the right brush for the job, otherwise it won't come out. See how that one does come out, but it's got a lead weight on the bottom. This is really old school, and it was meant for the 10 by 10. This is a 6 by 6 square corner, and it works perfectly. That's the right brush for that job. There's a 12 by 12 again. That's the same as the nylon brush, and it's for a large flue. And if you push that in there, you'll never get it out. So just to make sure you have the right brush, don't go using one that your grandpa gave you, because you'll be there for half a day pulling it back out, and you'll learn some new curse words as you go. Now what we'll do is we'll show you how our power sweep works, and it works pretty much in any size. Can you show me the new sweep blade there behind you there in the bag? This is Roland. He's an expert in the field. This is our power sweep, and there's two types of sweepers in there. It's a weed eater, like putting a weed eater up your chimney, but there's also a set of chains in there for deglazing flues, and those knock the creosote glaze. If your flue is all glazed out, those will knock it off. Again, we spin them with a cordless drill, and they fit most of the sizes. You don't have so much of an issue with getting the proper size. If you've ever had your chimney rebuilt, you've likely got a combination of the newer flue and the older square flue in the same chimney. So this is why we use the power sweep. This one has been used quite well, and it whips right out. We'll try it in that flue. See, it gets all the corners of that flue. Okay, let's try it in the square corner flue. Gets all the corners in that. And we'll try it in this one here. This one you gotta wiggle it a little bit back and forth and maybe reverse it. But it gets into the corners really nicely. Now let's try it in one of the bigger ones. So in that one you can see it's getting all the way around and through all the corners. So that one tool takes the place of all these, and it also takes the place of all the other ones I showed you in the round flues. So one tool basically does it all and does it better. That's our flue. That's our method that we use. This is a used one, but well used, but it still works perfectly. And when we wear that one out, then we change the head on it and put that in. In that little box there, Roland, there's some brushes for smaller pipes. And these are the same method. That's a 3-inch and a 4-inch. And the rod is laying down there. Those work for flex chimneys or for pellet stoves, and the rod screws into that. And
the important thing with these is only to run them in the screwing on direction too, because these aren't unlike the other ones. These aren't click together sets.
Yeah, the other ones are button locks.
Yeah, that's right. And these screw on. So if you try and reverse your drill, you'll end up with you know, you'll
unscrewing it. Yeah.
you'll end up unscrewing it, and you'll have a big section of your
The rods in
rods
there,
stuck
huh?
in the chimney. So
So what's the longest we've ever done with this one? I think it's about 30 feet
we did 30 feet, and it
Yeah.
was, we had to be really careful,
Yeah.
but it was possible.
Yeah. So these are for cleaning dryer vents, pellet stoves, or very delicate old chimney liners that we're not sure of. We run a little brush up like that instead of the big one, which might put more stress on it. So the wire brushes had their day. Also, with this type of power sweep, we normally don't have to go on top of the roof. We can normally do any fireplace or fireplace insert, as long as it has a liner, proper legal liner, or wood stove from the bottom.
These rods are thick enough to, you can actually push them up and they won't fold over on themselves.
Right.
The smaller white ones for the dryer vents and such, they don't have as much lateral strength, so they'll start folding over on them if you try and push them straight up too much. But these are good. We've done 40 feet, I think. With these.
I think you're even more than 40. 44 feet, I think, was the longest one we ever did. But that's not saying we couldn't do more. It sure saves on the like workers' comp kind of risk, because you're doing it from the bottom, not up, trying to shove a bunch of crap down the roof like this stuff here. Now, not saying that these are bad, but these are not labor friendly at all. Not the power sweep is the most labor friendly. So, thanks, Roland. Maybe we'll show them how it works in the metal pipe in the back. Oh, this, our power sweep brush there, if you can lift it up a bit, replaces all of these brushes as well. These brush makers are not going to be real friendly with me, I guess, but this is what we find in the field as professionals. We want to give our customers the most professional job. We don't want to stick a brush and get it stuck in their chimney. We want to do what we're there for, clean it safely and get out. Especially in this one here, Roland's going to show how that goes in there without any chance of damage anywhere. You see it comes out the bottom end, and then just give it a little spin there, Roland. And it, see, it's totally non-invasive to that pipe. That pipe, if you get a brush stuck in there, you'll be tugging it up and down, and it might come off the insert, and it might actually split if it's had a kink put in it when it was installed. A lot of these, when they're installed, actually are ovalized, and then you don't know it from the top, so you get one of these square brushes or these round brushes stuck in it, and you don't know what's going on, and you end up pulling it all apart and having to replace the $1,000 liner, which is nobody's friend at all. So we're going to do a round pipe here. This is what actually sold us on the process. This one's got a little dirt in it, as you'll see. And spin that a little more. Yeah, see, it all comes out. And take it out and we'll look down a bit. So it really cleans these round pipes without any damage or scratches at all. So that's the ideal thing. And again, it replaces all of these. It works beautiful in that pipe as well, because when this pipe's installed, it usually has elbows on it. It'll get those stuck. We use it to replace these as well, because you just spin that on top of the smoke shelf, and it creates a big dust cloud that we suck up with the vacuum cleaner. So that's the evolution of chimney sweeping, from all these brushes to this one simple little approach to life. And it makes things so safe and easy to do.